According to the 2020 United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, Africa could gain $89 billion annually by curbing illicit financial flows. The Economic Development in Africa report launched on Monday reveals that every year the equivalent to 3.7% of Africa's GDP leaves the continent as illicit capital flight. But let's have more details of that in this report.
From 2000 to 2015, the total illicit capital flight from Africa amounted to $836 billion compared to Africa's total external debt stock of $770 billion in 2018. This makes Africa a net creditor to the world, the report says. Speaking during the launching of the report, the Vice President of Nigeria, Oluyemi Osinbajo, said the practice was mutilating against sustainable development.
Illicit financial flows continue to impede these efforts and undermine continental and global actions for the sustenance of SDG gains and the acceleration of the achievement of sustainable development in this decade of action and delivery. They undermine the foundations of democracy and provide the financial incentives for terrorist activities and fuel conflicts on the continent.
Every year, African countries lose an estimated $88.6 billion as illicit flows due to corruption. Such corrupt practices have affected the fight against the coronavirus pandemic, according to Osinbajo.
In the context of COVID-19, such lack of resources and limited fiscal space gives an impulse to austerity, which is the last thing our economies need at a time of deep recessions. As several studies have shown, including the report of the high-level panel on illicit financial flows from Africa, the commercial form of illicit financial flows, especially tax evasion and aggressive tax avoidance, accounts for up to 65% of illicit financial flows.
The Secretary General of UNCTAD, Musia Kituyi, said countries with high illicit financial flows are demonstrably less productive than those with more control of illicit financial flows.
Illicit financial flows invest about 25% less in health, 58% less in education than comparable countries on the continent. And half of the countries in sub-Saharan Africa do not have sufficiently developed domestic transfer pricing rules and regulations in their jurisprudence. And therefore, there is limited capacity of governments on their own to challenge multinational enterprises in their domestic courts on these flows.
Illicit financial flows are movements of money and assets across borders, which are illegal in source, transfer or use, according to the report entitled Tackling Illicit Financial Flows for Sustainable Development in Africa. Countries with the highest illicit financial flows as a share of GDP are Sierra Leone, Congo, Seychelles, Burundi, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, according to report, while the lowest are Algeria, Sudan, Cote d'Ivoire, Kenya, and Morocco. For Eyeafrica TV, Sohna Tunkara.
Thank you very much, Sohna Tunkara, there, of course, reporting. And, well, we're going by the report. I hope it's high time Africa buckle up and do much better so that we can, of course, how would I say that? So that Africa's economy would be in a very good footing, and so that, its impact also would be felt by the populace as well. Mu ngi noonu kon ni ngeen ko gisee report bi mu nekk report bu am solo luñ cee wax rek mooy Africa daal bu fekkee ne wàññi nañ njuut njaaj yi ak alal buñ cee génnee yóbbu ko ci biti ak yu mel noonu dafa mel ni buñ ci kilifa yi buñ ci bàyyi xel dina gën a dimbale réew yi ci nekk bu baax ci taxawaay bi waaye tamit ci doxalin bi ci niñ ko waxee loolu dafay am solo bu baax a baax ñu ci bàyyi xel te dégg ngeen ñi nga xamante ne àddu nañ ci biir report bi luñ ci wax te xam naa day am solo bu baax tamit ñun ñu di africain si kilifa yi ñu bàyyi ci xel ndax tamit soxla nañ loolu pour ñu doxal ko bu baax a baax nañ wéy wax